The bottle showed up on a Tuesday, the kind of Tuesday where nothing dramatic is supposed to happen. I got home at 6:12 p.m., shoes still on, keys still in my hand, when my phone buzzed with the porch camera alert. A delivery driver in a neon vest set a small box down by the mat, snapped a picture, and walked away. My husband, Noah, was in the kitchen rinsing rice. He glanced up when I stepped in. "Package?" he asked. "Looks like it." We'd been getting deliveries all month. Moving into a new place does that to you. Curtain rods, a vacuum filter you swear you ordered and then forget, replacement handles for cabinets because the previous owner had a taste for brushed nickel and we didn't. I carried the box inside, turned it over, no store logo, plain cardboard. A strip of tape across the top. The label was printed, not handwritten. From Lena Harper. I didn't open it right away. I stood there for a second with it against my hip, reading her name like it was a sentence that didn't belong in my kitchen. No one noticed. "What?" he said. "It's from Lena." His hands paused under the faucet. Water kept running for a beat too long, then he shut it off. "She sent a package?" "Apparently." Our relationship with my older sister had been apparently for most of the past year. Apparently she meant well. Apparently she forgot. Apparently she didn't know it would upset me. Apparently I was too sensitive, even though the jokes always landed on the same person. Me. The last time we'd seen her was 3 weeks earlier at my parents' anniversary dinner at La Veta. White tablecloths. The kind of place where the waiters pour water like it's a ritual. My mother had insisted on a family photo outside the restaurant, and Lena arrived late. Sunglasses still on, lips already glossy, phone already in selfie mode. "Wait," she'd said, holding up a hand like we were staff. "I need to fix this lighting." Then she'd angled herself in the center, as if her body was a magnet that pulled everyone else into orbit. She posted the photo before dessert arrived, tagging everyone except me. At the table, she'd asked Noah with a bright smile, "So, is it hard being married to the responsible sister? Like, does she schedule your intimacy too?" She said it in that tone. Casual, joking, loud enough that the couple next to us looked over and smiled awkwardly like they'd been invited into it. Noah had frozen. My father had laughed too loudly. My mother had done her usual thing, pretend she didn't hear. I'd taken a slow sip of water and looked at the menu like I was comparing pasta shapes. I didn't give Lena the reaction she was shopping for. That always made her eyes narrow, just for a moment, as if she'd miscalculated. After dinner, I'd found her outside by the valet stand, tapping away on her phone. "I'm not doing this," I'd told her quietly. She'd rolled her eyes without looking up. "You're always doing this. Don't talk about my marriage like it's content." That got her attention. She lifted her head. Her smile didn't reach her eyes. "It was a joke," she'd said. "If you can't take jokes, maybe don't be so boring." Then she'd walked back inside like she'd won something. I hadn't spoken to her since. Until the box. I set it on the counter and cut the tape with a butter knife. Inside was a single bottle of red wine wrapped in brown paper, nestled in foam. A label I didn't recognize. Dark glass. A gold foil neck. It looked expensive in the way some things look expensive on purpose. Tucked under the bottle was a folded card. I opened it. "Peace offering. Let's reset. S. Love you, Lena." There was a lipstick kiss printed at the bottom like she'd stamped it for effect. Noah leaned in, read it over my shoulder. "She's sending wine?" he said. I put the card down carefully, like it might smudge. "She's sending something." Noah has always been the kind of person who tries to keep the temperature steady. He's a middle child. He's a mediator by instinct. "Maybe she's trying," he offered. I didn't say what I thought, that Lena didn't try. She performed. Her job was marketing for a wellness brand that sold the idea of clean living in plastic bottles. She lived on Instagram, and her apologies had the same shape as sponsored posts: soft lighting, vague accountability, no actual change. If I texted her, "You embarrassed me," she'd reply, "I'm sorry you felt embarrassed," and then send a heart emoji like that was an eraser. We stood there with the bottle between us. "I'm not drinking it," I said. Noah didn't argue. He just nodded, reached for the rice again. "Okay." I put the wine in the pantry anyway. high shelf behind the cereal. Not because I planned to use it, because I didn't want to see it. That night, we ate dinner on the living room floor because the dining table still hadn't arrived. We watched a documentary half-heartedly. Noah fell asleep with his head against the couch cushion. At 11:07 p.m., my phone buzzed. A text from Lena. Lena, did it arrive? I stared at the screen for a second longer than necessary. My thumbs didn't move. I could almost hear her voice, bright and breathy, as if we'd been chatting all day. I set the phone down face up on the coffee table and went to brush my teeth. When I came back, there were 2 more messages. Lena, it's good wine. Lena, like actually good. I didn't reply. The next morning, I left for work at 7:30. I'm a compliance analyst for a regional bank, which means my job is to notice what people hope nobody notices. It's not glamorous, but it taught me something early. People who are careless often rely on other people being polite. By 9:15 a.m., I was in a conference room, going through a vendor contract, when my phone vibrated again. Lena, did you drink it yet? It was 9:15 on a Wednesday. She knew I worked weekdays. She knew I didn't drink in the morning. The question was wrong on purpose. I read it once. Then again. I put the phone face down and finished the meeting. By the time I got back to my desk, there was another message. Lena, just wondering, lol, I didn't answer. Not because I didn't have words, because I didn't want to hand her any. At lunch, I called Noah. He picked up on the second ring. Hey, did you see Lena's texts? Not yet. Why? She asked if we drank the wine. A pause. Not long. Just enough. That's odd, he said. That's what I thought. Maybe she meant last night. Noah. It arrived at 6. Another pause. Yeah. I kept my voice even. I need you to do something when you get home. Okay. Don't open it. Don't smell it. Don't pour it. Just take a picture of the bottle where it is. Label in all sides. And the card. He exhaled softly. You think she did something? I think she's asking questions she shouldn't care about. Noah was quiet, which for him is a way of agreeing without escalating. Okay, he said. I'll take pictures. After I hung up, I opened my messages and scrolled. I wasn't looking for drama. I was looking for pattern. Lena hadn't asked how we were doing. She hadn't asked about the house, about the move, about my new commute. She'd asked about the wine. Like, that was the point. I searched my texts for wine. Nothing. She'd never sent us wine before. Then I searched my email for her name. There were old threads from group family plans, flights for a cousin's wedding, a chain about Christmas gifts where Lena suggested a family photo shoot and tried to make me pay for it because I had the stable job. My chest stayed flat, steady, no panic. Just a quiet, familiar awareness that something was off and that I needed to collect information before I moved. At 2:30 p.m., I called my mother. She answered breathless. Hi, honey. Did Lena mention sending us something? I asked. A gift? My mother said, like she was tasting the word. She didn't say. Why, she sent a bottle of wine. Said it was a peace offering. My mother made a small sound that was supposed to mean relief. Oh, that's good. See? She's trying. Did she say anything else? About us? About Noah? No, my mother said quickly. Too quickly. Why would she? I stared out the office window at the parking lot. Gray sky. Cars arranged like choices. Just checking, I said. My mother lowered her voice. Sweetheart, you know how Lena is. She doesn't always think. But she loves you. I didn't correct her. It wasn't the moment for it. After work, I drove home with both hands on the wheel, mind moving through what I knew and what I didn't. Lena liked control. She liked leverage. She liked being the one who knew something first. The wine felt like a lever. When I got home, Noah was already there, standing in the kitchen with his phone in his hand. I took pictures, he said. He showed me. Close-ups of the label, the cork, the card, the shipping label on the box. He'd done it methodically, the way I'd asked. Anything weird? I said. I didn't open it, he said. I didn't touch it, besides moving the cereal. We stood in front of the pantry like it was a cabinet holding something fragile. Noah, I said, did she ever send you anything directly? A message? A call? He hesitated. Just a fraction. No, he said, but his eyes didn't meet mine immediately. I didn't push, not yet. Pressure makes people defensive. I'd learned that at work. You let the truth walk into the room on its own. My phone buzzed again. Lena. Seriously, did you drink it? I looked at Noah, then back at the pantry shelf. The question wasn't casual anymore. It was insistence. And that told me everything I needed to know about one thing. The wine wasn't just wine. I didn't respond. I didn't block her. I didn't call her out. I opened a new note on my phone and typed the date and time. January 5th. 6:12 p.m. delivery. January 6th, 9:15 a.m. Did you drink it yet? Then I added a line underneath. Do not consume. Document everything. I turned my phone over on the counter and looked at Noah. Tonight, I said calmly, we're going to find out what she thought she was sending. Noah swallowed. How? I reached for my laptop. By not giving her what she wants, I said, and by keeping a clean timeline. As I opened the screen, another message came in. This one not from Lena. Unknown. Hey, this is Marisol from Vino PR. Please confirm receipt of the Harper bottle. We need your feedback today. I stared at the words until they stopped looking like a mistake. Noah leaned over, reading it. What's Vino PR? He asked. I didn't answer right away, because I already knew Lena didn't have a friend named Marisol, and I had a feeling this bottle wasn't meant to be a peace offering at all. It was meant to be evidence, and someone, my sister or someone she hired, was waiting on me to create it. I didn't reply to the unknown number, not immediately. I took a screenshot first. The number, the wording, the timestamp. Then I checked the area code, Los Angeles. Lena had moved there 2 years earlier, temporarily, which meant permanently, with better lighting. Noah watched me move around the kitchen, calm, deliberate. You're not surprised, he said. I am, I said honestly. Just not confused. I opened my laptop and searched Vino PR. The results loaded fast. A boutique public relations firm specializing in organic brand amplification. Their website was clean and aspirational, lots of white space, muted fonts, lifestyle photos of hands holding glasses of wine near sunsets. Clients included 3 wineries I recognized from grocery stores with high margins and vague labels. Influencer campaigns, user-generated content. Authentic reactions. I clicked contact. Marisol Reyes, account manager. I didn't fill out the form. Instead, I opened a spreadsheet. Date, time, sender, platform, message content, notes. It was the same template I used at work when something didn't pass the smell test. Facts first, interpretation later. Noah pulled the bottle down carefully and set it on the counter between us, like it might roll away. So what? He said. She sent us wine as part of some campaign? Possibly, but she didn't ask. No, and she's asking if we drank it because they need confirmation, I finished. Or footage, or a testimonial. Noah frowned. But why us? That question had a longer answer. Growing up, Lena and I had been cast into roles early. She was the spark, the personality. The one teachers remembered. I was the one who followed instructions and finished assignments. Family gatherings reinforced it. Lena told stories. I passed the roles. As adults, the roles evolved, but didn't change. Lena collected visibility. I collected stability. And stability made me useful. I owned a home. I had a professional job. I had a clean digital footprint. No sponsored posts. No influencer history. No obvious conflicts. An authentic consumer. She didn't ask, I said, because asking gives someone the option to say no. Noah nodded slowly. At 7:43 p.m., my phone buzzed again. Unknown. Just circling back. Ah, I took another screenshot. Then I replied, me. Hi. Can you clarify what this is regarding? I kept it neutral. No accusation, no emotion. Polite confusion was the safest door to leave open. The response came quickly. Marisol, absolutely. We sent a sample bottle to the Harper household as part of a soft launch campaign. We just need confirmation it was received and consumed. Super quick feedback, just a sentence or two. Consumed. I stared at the word. Consumed was not how people talked about gifts. I typed carefully. Me. We didn't agree to participate in a campaign. There was a pause this time, longer. Noah leaned against the counter, arms crossed, watching my screen like it might change expression. Finally. Marisol. Oh, apologies if there was any confusion. We work through referrals. Lena Harper indicated you were happy to participate. There it was. Clean. Simple. Documented. I added a new row to the spreadsheet. At 8:02 p.m., Lena texted. Lena. Hey, did you see my messages? I didn't respond. I replied to Marisol instead. Me. We did not consent to receive or consume promotional alcohol, nor to provide feedback. Please confirm in writing that no content, testimonial, or representation will be associated with us. Another pause. Noah exhaled. You sound like a lawyer. I sound like someone who doesn't want to be misquoted. At 8:14 p.m., Marisol responded. Marisol, understood. I'll check internally and get back to you. I didn't like check internally. It suggested something had already been logged. That night, I slept lightly. At 6:20 a.m., I woke to my phone buzzing on the nightstand. Lena, why are you being weird? I didn't answer. I got ready for work. Coffee. Shower. Hair pulled back. Same routine. I didn't mention the text to Noah. He didn't ask. At 9:03 a.m., an email came in from Bino PR, subject, Harper sample confirmation. I opened it slowly. Hi, thanks for your message. We're reviewing the details now. For transparency, our records show that Lena Harper submitted your household as a participant in a friends and family outreach initiative, with the understanding that the product would be sampled and informal feedback provided. We'll follow up shortly with next steps. Best. Marisol, I forwarded the email to my personal account. Then I downloaded it as a PDF. Then I saved it to a folder labeled wine. I didn't reply. At lunch, I called Noah. She submitted us, I said. He was quiet for a moment, without asking. Yes, and that's not illegal? Not illegal, I said, but unethical, and potentially a violation of FTC guidelines if she's collecting testimonials without disclosure. He sighed. That afternoon, I did something I hadn't planned to do yet. I called my sister. She answered on the third ring, voice bright. Hey, there you are. Hi, Lena. Did you get the wine? She asked. Too fast. Yes. Did you drink it? No. A pause. I could hear traffic behind her. A horn. Los Angeles. Why not? Because we didn't agree to be part of a campaign. She laughed, sharp and quick. Oh my God, relax. It's not a campaign. It's just feedback. You told them we'd consume it. Well, yeah, she said. That's what people do with wine. You told them we agreed. Another pause. Longer this time. I knew you'd make this a thing, she said. It's harmless. Then why didn't you ask? Because you would have said no. There it was. No shame. No apology. Just logic. I need you to email them, I said, and correct the record. She scoffed. Why are you trying to embarrass me? I'm trying to keep my name out of something I didn't consent to. You're always like this, she said. So uptight. They already logged it. Just drink the wine and send a sentence. You're not special. I'm not drinking it. Silence. Then her voice dropped, colder. Do you know how this makes me look? I know how it makes me feel, I said. And that's what I'm responsible for. She hung up. I added the call to the spreadsheet. Time. Duration. Summary. At 4:37 p.m., Marisol emailed again. Hi, my name, thanks for your patience. We've confirmed that no content has been published under your name at this time. However, for internal reporting, we do need to close the loop on whether the product was consumed. Please advise. Best, Marisol, I read it twice. Internal reporting. They weren't asking for permission. They were asking for closure, I replied. Me, it was not consumed. Please confirm that no representation of consumption will be made now or in the future. This time, the response took hours. During that time, Lena texted twice more. Lena, you're blowing this out of proportion. Lena, everyone does this. I didn't respond. At 8:11 p.m., Marisol replied, Hi, my name. Thank you for confirming. We'll update our records accordingly. For clarity, can you please confirm that the bottle remains unopened? Best, Marisol, I stared at the screen. Noah looked up from the couch. What? They want confirmation it's unopened. Why does that matter? Because, I said slowly, if it's unopened, they can't claim first-hand experience. And if it were opened, they could. I took a screenshot. Then I did something else. I went back to Lena's Instagram. Her latest post was a carousel from 2 days earlier. A sunset, a rooftop bar, a wine glass raised toward the sky. Caption, Big things coming. Grateful for opportunities. I scrolled to her stories. There was a highlight titled Projects. I tapped through. Brand tags. Unboxing clips. Smiling faces. Casual mentions of friends trying things. And then I saw it. A story from the night before the wine arrived. A screenshot of an email confirmation. Vino PR. Subject line partially visible. Friends and family outreach. Final list. She'd posted it accidentally, I realized. Just a flash. Probably meant to show how busy she was. I took a screenshot, zoomed in, and there, in the blurred list beneath her name, I saw it. Harper. My address. The full address. Our address. Submitted before the bottle was ever shipped. Before any text. Before any peace offering. I sat back in my chair. This wasn't just assumption. It was premeditation. I added the screenshot to the folder, and at the bottom of my spreadsheet I typed a new line, Key evidence identified. Then my phone buzzed. A new message from Lena. Teen, Lena, they're asking me questions. What did you tell them? I didn't answer, because now I knew something Lena didn't. She hadn't just crossed a boundary, she'd created a paper trail. And she'd done it assuming I'd be too quiet, or too polite, to ever use it. Lena's panic didn't arrive all at once. It leaked. Over the next 5 days, her messages shifted tone in small, measurable ways. Shorter sentences, fewer emojis, questions phrased like suggestions. She stopped asking if we drank the wine and started asking what we'd said. I logged everything. Monday, 10:18 a.m. Are you sure you didn't tell them something weird? Tuesday, 7:42 p.m. They're being annoying. Can you just say it was fine? Wednesday, 6:03 a.m. We need to talk. I didn't talk. Not yet. At work, I requested a day off for the following Friday. I didn't give a reason. My manager approved it without comment. I also scheduled a consultation with an attorney, not for litigation, but for clarity. 30 minutes. Flat fee. Bring documents. I assembled a folder. Shipping confirmation. Text messages. Emails from Vino PR. Instagram screenshots with timestamps and metadata stayed intact. Call log showing Lena's number, duration, and date. The attorney's office was on the 4th floor of a brick building that smelled like old carpet and lemon cleaner. The woman who met with me, Andrea, listened without interrupting. When I finished, she leaned back slightly. You didn't consent, she said. Out. You were submitted as a participant. That's misrepresentation. I don't want to sue my sister, I said. Andrea nodded. Psst. Then don't. But understand this. If any testimonial, implied or explicit, is associated with you, you have grounds to issue a cease and desist. And if she's an intermediary collecting consumer reactions without disclosure, that's an FTC problem for the firm. Would that apply if the bottle was never opened? Yes, especially then. I thanked her, paid, and left. On the way home, I didn't feel vindicated. I felt steady. That night, my mother called. Lena says you're trying to get her in trouble, she said without greeting. I'm trying to keep my name out of her work. She was just trying to make peace. With a contract I didn't sign, a pause. She's very upset, my mother said. I haven't raised my voice once. That was true. My parents were hosting a family gathering that Sunday, an informal lunch at their house. My mother called it just us. She always did, even when cousins appeared unannounced. Lena would be there. So would my father, my aunt, my uncle, 2 cousins who worked in marketing, 1 cousin-in-law who was a paralegal, and my mother's church friend, Donna, who loved documentation more than gossip. I didn't suggest the gathering. I didn't object to it either. On Thursday night, Lena sent one last message. Lena, can you please just confirm it was unopened so they can close it? This is getting blown up for no reason. I typed, erased, then typed again. Me, I'll handle this on Sunday. She replied instantly. Lena, handle what? I didn't answer. Sunday arrived clear and cool. Noah and I drove to my parents' house at 11:30 a.m., the bottle of wine secured upright in a padded bag between us. It never left my sight. Inside, the house smelled like roast chicken and rosemary. My mother hugged me tightly, like she was trying to absorb something from my posture. Lena arrived 10 minutes later. She looked polished, cream sweater, gold hoops, hair blown smooth. She smiled widely when she saw me, then narrowed her eyes just a fraction when she noticed the bag in my hand. Is that? She started. Yes, I said calmly. Lunch unfolded the way these things always do. Small talk. Weather. My cousin talking about a new job. Lena laughing too loudly at things that weren't jokes. Halfway through, she leaned across the table. So, she said, voice light, did you ever try that wine? The table went quiet in that specific way, people pretending not to listen while absolutely listening. I set my fork down. No, I said. We didn't. Oh, she said, tilting her head. Why not? I didn't answer immediately. I reached into my bag and pulled out the bottle, placing it gently on the table. The label faced outward. My mother frowned. What's this about? I just want to clarify something, I said. Lena laughed nervously. Oh my God, can we not do this here? This is exactly where we should, I said evenly. I opened my phone. Lena, I said, on January 3rd, you submitted our household address to Vino PR as part of a friends and family outreach campaign. Her smile froze. I have the screenshot, I continued, time-stamped, with our address listed. I turned the phone so the table could see. My cousin leaned in. Donna adjusted her glasses. I also have emails from the firm confirming they believed we'd agreed to consume and provide feedback. My mother's face drained of color. Lena's voice sharpened. You're making this sound sinister. I'm stating facts. I scrolled. They asked if the wine was consumed. Repeatedly. You texted us the same question. Repeatedly. My father cleared his throat. Lena? She looked at him, then back at me. It was harmless. It wasn't consented to. Silence. I picked up the bottle and turned it slowly, showing the intact seal. It remains unopened, I said, because I didn't want my name associated with something I didn't agree to. Lena's jaw tightened. You could have just told me. I did, I said. You told me I was uptight. That landed. My cousin-in-law spoke for the first time. If she submitted your address without permission, that's not great. Donna nodded, especially with alcohol. Lena's eyes flicked around the table. She was calculating. She always did when she felt cornered. You're embarrassing me, she said quietly. I'm documenting what happened, I replied. My mother pressed her napkin to her lips. Lena, why didn't you ask her? Lena stood abruptly. Because she always says no. Because she doesn't understand how this works. I understand exactly how it works, I said. That's why I didn't participate. I reached into my bag again and pulled out printed copies. Emails, screenshots, a simple timeline. I laid them out one by one without commentary. This is what I'm sending to Vino PR tomorrow, I said, along with a request that my name and address be removed from any current or future outreach lists. Lena's breath came shallow. You can't do that. I can, I said. And I will. Noah rested a hand on my back, steady, grounded. I'm not asking for an apology, I said. I'm setting a boundary. Lena looked around the table again, searching for rescue. None came. I didn't think you'd take it this far, she said. I didn't think you'd take it this far either, I replied. I stood, lifted the bottle, and placed it back in the bag. This stays unopened, I said, and my name stays out of your work. As Noah and I headed for the door, my phone buzzed. An email notification from VNO PR. Subject: urgent. Harper clarification. I didn't open it. Not yet. Because the next step wasn't private. It was going to be public. And Lena was about to learn the difference between quiet and powerless. I opened the email in the car. Noah was driving. The house receded behind us. My mother still standing in the doorway. My sister nowhere in sight. The subject line was accurate. Urgent. Harper clarification. Hi. My name was regarding the Harper outreach submission. We want to address this immediately. Can you confirm whether you consented, verbally or in writing, to participate in the campaign? We are placing a temporary hold on any reporting tied to this sample pending your response. Thank you. Marisol Reyes, account manager, Vino PRI, read it once. Then again, they were no longer asking about the wine, they were asking about consent. I'm going to respond, I said. Noah nodded. Do you want me to pull over? No. I typed carefully. Hi, Marisol. I did not consent, verbally or in writing, to participate in any campaign, outreach, testimonial, or feedback initiative. My address was submitted without my knowledge or permission. The product was not consumed and remains unopened. Please confirm in writing that my name, address, and any implied participation will be permanently removed from your records, and that no representation, direct or indirect, has been or will be made regarding my household. Regards, my name and my name. I attached 3 files: the screenshot of Lena's Instagram story with the submission list, the email from Vino PR stating Lena indicated we were happy to participate, a PDF timeline listing dates, messages, and requests. I hit send. I didn't feel relief, just completion. The response came faster than I expected. Hi, my name. Thank you for the clarification and documentation. We take consent and disclosure very seriously. Based on the information provided, your household will be fully removed from our database effective immediately. We are conducting an internal review regarding the referral process that led to this submission. We appreciate you bringing this to our attention. Best regards, Director of Client Relations, Vino PR Director. Not Marisol anymore. I forwarded the email to Lena. No commentary, no subject line, just facts. She didn't respond that day, or the next. 3 days later, my mother called. She lost the account, she said quietly. I didn't ask which one. They said she violated their referral policy, my mother continued. She's very upset. I didn't contact her employer, I said. I know, my mother said. They told her they reviewed the documentation. Documentation. That word followed me around for a while. Lena tried to frame it differently online. A vague post about toxic family dynamics and boundaries that go both ways. The comments were supportive but confused. One knew what she meant. There was no villain to point at. No dramatic reveal. Because I hadn't posted anything. At work, nothing changed. At home, the wine bottle stayed where it was, still sealed, still untouched. Eventually, I emailed Vino PR again and asked where to return it. They sent a prepaid label within the hour. I photographed the bottle before packing it. Seal intact, label visible, time stamped. Then it left my house the same way it arrived, quietly. Lena reached out once more, 2 weeks later. Lena, I hope you're happy. I read it without flinching. I typed back one sentence. Me, I hope you stop using people without asking." She didn't reply. We didn't stop being sisters overnight. We just stopped pretending nothing happened. Invitations became separate. Conversations became shorter. When we were in the same room, she was careful. Not warm. Careful. That was enough. What stayed with me wasn't satisfaction. It was clarity. I learned that silence isn't weakness when it's intentional. That patience gives people room to reveal themselves. That documentation isn't cruelty, it's protection. And that a peace offering that requires proof of consumption was never peace at all. It was a transaction, one I never agreed to, and one I'll never be part of again.